What up, DJ Hazmat here.
Yeah, Matty Will's checking in as well.
Welcome back. It's Matt and Matt post game. A victory, no doubt. Yes, indeed. Cleveland Browns take care of the Denver Broncos 17-14. And you know where we got to go straight off the rip. My guy, Ernest Johnson. Game ball for him, man.
Yeah.
Our running game is ridiculous.
Yeah.
We miss Chubb. We missing Hunt. No problem. Ernest steps in, 22 carries for $146 and a touch. He could have had another touch, but he just, laid down on the ground. But it was a penalty on that play anyway. Yeah. But they couldn't do nothing with Ernest Johnson. And Case Keenum, an admirable job. You was getting on Keenum's case like he was falling off. 33 for 21, 199 yards and a touchdown. Very serviceable performance from our backup QB in a win, a victory, no doubt. What say you, Matty Wills?
I mean, everything that you could have wanted out of this game, you got. Your defense stepped up. There was a little leakage there in the second half, but I mean, ultimately, you were able to salt the game away with your running game. And I think that, Jedrick Wills being back helped a lot on that offensive line. Also, Von Miller going down. I'm not celebrating it, but I mean, that definitely helped. But I mean, Stefanski, too, he was the one that I was really looking at for this game. It's a game, as we talked about during halftime, Denver came in on a 3-game losing streak, and you're at home on a short week. So with those couple of things, not even considering all of the injuries, you expect to kind of be able to win a game like that. But then when you factor in all of the injuries, I thought that we were going to have to lean heavy on this game plan and a defense, and they both turned out to be pretty good. So
that's a good birthday present for man. What I always forget Sam's wife's name.
Lex,
yes, sorry. Yeah. Shout out to Lex. It's her birthday. And shout out to her, and make sure you check her out at beneficial_refresh on IG. You know what I'm saying? Because they got the juice. They got
you already know.
You know what I'm saying?
You already know.
Or
happy birthday.
Happy birthday to Lex. I should remember that name. I have a young
who was our guy that was talking about
next door? His name is Lex.
Who was our guy at halftime that was talking about the fullback who ended up getting the touchdown?
You got a touchdown
in the second half, man.
Yeah,
a receiving touchdown too, nonetheless.
And
the
check it out.
Quarterbacks are allergic to throwing touchdowns to wide receivers, but those backs and tight ends, they'll get all the action they want, man.
What are you mad because Odell Beckham didn't score?
No.
Come on, man.
We
won the game, and you're going to throw salt on it?
No,
Come on, man.
I'm just joking.
Shout out to the mystery Browns fan. What it says, do a new parody song after the Browns beat Denver.
It's already on the list.
Is he?
It's already on the docket.
Mystery Browns fan, we got to get to know each other a little bit. Don't you know that I do a song after every single game for the past, this is the 3rd season I've done it. Check my YouTube page, man. It's 40-something songs there. I'm definitely doing a song. We have to. I've made it my job to have to do that song. So shout out to Mystery Browns fan, Tamika, Rashid, Corey, Marlene, everybody that's checking in right now. Aunt Williams,
appreciate the comments.
So man. So what can we say, man? We went out there, we handled business, we were favored to win, we did it. And what we just did was what we should have done to the San Diego Chargers when they missed that extra point. With about the same amount of time left on the clock today, we had it, not to mention we had all of our starting offensive line intact tonight. That made a difference in the running game when everybody was back playing. Treader was there.
I thought we were missing one on the right side.
I think we're still missing Conklin. That might be the only one that was still missing, but we were missing 3. You know what I mean? We were missing our starting left tackle. And so we got our offensive line is pretty close to being healthy, so that made a difference. And Ernest Johnson is just good, man. People slept on him. You think when you're down to your 3rd string running back, no, there's no fall off here because our offensive line is spectacular, and we got great backs running the rock. I mean, sheesh, but nobody would have expected it. Well, somebody did because they picked him up on fantasy. I was mad I couldn't pick him up and play him because I felt like this is what was going to happen. But wow. That was amazing. So give it up. Shout out to D'Ernest. D'Ernest. That's a very interesting name. D'Ernest. He didn't earned him a look from some, if he can't overtake anybody in this backfield, I'm sure there's a job waiting for him somewhere. But just keep doing it for us for now.
Right.
Sheesh.
Well, listen,
They interviewing him right now.
it ain't all roses because there were a couple of injuries down there at the end of that game. Now we do get kind of an extra few days to get these guys back right because this was an early in the week game. So we don't play Sunday. So we got a week and a half before there's another game, Halloween. But Denzel Ward, we saw him leave in the second half.
Hamstring.
Jarvis Landry, we saw him get banged up again there.
Is that the same knee that he had? He was out for it.
I don't know.
Tracy Cooper hopes that he'll be all right. I mean, we hope he'll be all right too. He came in the game and got busy before he got out. He definitely got busy. Here's Corey Brooks trying to start some stuff. Why aren't we saying start Case Keenum over Baker Mayfield?
No.
Why aren't we saying that? Because Baker Mayfield's the starting quarterback. That's why we aren't saying it. Baker hadn't done. I'll say this: until last week, Baker hadn't necessarily done anything to lose us a game. You know what I'm saying? So there was no reason to unless you just already had your preconceived notions about Baker Mayfield.
But you'll get some of that. You'll get some of that this week.
But to not be the starter.
Listen,
he had been pretty proficient. He had been pretty efficient this season thus far. He had only thrown 3 picks, man. When Patrick Mahomes over there with 8 interceptions. Okay. And Baker Mayfield is, and then somebody's gonna say, "Did you compare Baker Mayfield to Patrick Mahomes?" I just always hear that whenever you bring up somebody else's name. How dare you compare him to this guy? It's like I'm comparing any quarterback to any quarterback. But 3 interceptions, man. I mean, he's hurt. He got hurt in the second game. His passes have been a little off, and we realized that the shoulder really has been affecting Baker's play. So unfortunately, injury sat him down. He's gonna have to think about whether he needs to seriously get that surgery, and if he has to get that surgery, it will be Case Keenum, and I think we'll be okay if Case Keenum is the quarterback.
2 things on that. One, Case Keenum didn't have a great like a superb game. Like he didn't have a game where he looked better than Baker, than what we've seen on average from Baker. That's the first thing. I think anybody would admit that. The second thing is exactly what you just said, we're nitpicking Baker Mayfield this season. You know what I didn't realize? He started 51 games in a row. I didn't realize that. That's a lot of games in a row. And more often than not, Baker has been a good quarterback versus a bad quarterback in those games. So this season, he had the injury early on in the season. He aggravated that injury. It's an injury that's obviously bothering him. And still in that, he put up 40 in San Diego. And he hasn't really had a bunch of moments where he's looked bad. He's had a few moments where he's looked bad, and we're all just kind of magnifying that. I'll even admit that as a person that you would probably call a Baker hater. I'm not a Baker hater. I just don't know if he's elite, and but I do know that he's better than Case Keenum, or as good as Case Keenum.
But see, that's what my point is being like. And let's acknowledge some of these. Yes, Dwight, our next game is against the Steelers on Halloween.
Get your costumes and your popcorn ready.
Tracy says Casey did great. Do you think Stefanski trusts him more than Baker? No, I think he's going to call his offense the same. I think he trusts him as much as you would trust your starting quarterback.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think what we should realize with Case Keenum going out here and playing efficient, mistake-free football and us winning is that you don't need Baker to be this elite quarterback that everybody is imagining that he should be because of where he was drafted. All Baker got to do is come out there and play mistake-free football, manage the game. Y'all don't want him to be a game manager. You want him to sling the pill around and throw for 400 yards. When
I got a question for that.
Doesn't have to do that in order to win.
I got a question.
We don't need that type of a performance out of Baker for us to win games. Go ahead.
Do you think that Baker believes that? Because it looks like to me, it looks like this year, and I know that a lot of it has to do with injury, to where he's missing throws. I would blame that on the injury. But it seems like Baker is looking for bigger plays this year. Does that have anything to do with, if that's true, with the fact that he's playing for a contract, basically? Like, does he feel the pressure to go out there and prove that he can be an elite down the field thrower? Because Case Keenum ran the same game plan that we saw with Stefanski every game that we saw Stefanski coach, right? Not a lot of balls being thrown way down the field, a couple of shots here and there, but it just seemed like Baker has been running around in that pocket and kind of like in that I don't know what you even call it. He gets out of the pocket fast and he's looking down the field. We've lamented a bunch of times where he's completely ignored the wide open guy in the flat, or that's right in front of him to press down the field. So maybe that's something that's in Baker's mind.
Well, maybe the injury forcing him to sit down for some time can make him come to the realization that
and just seeing it work. Yeah,
he doesn't have to push so much. If that is in his mind, I don't know. Yeah, but obviously, Case Keenum and Baker are two different guys. They're gonna see the field two different ways when they're out there, and they're
both about 5.5 feet tall. It appears
that's not true.
at least compared to everybody else on that
Corey
field.
has said Keenum's power and accuracy isn't what Baker does have one of the strongest arms in the league.
Keenum does, yes.
Last week with that Hail Mary that was 60 yards in the air. Yes, Baker has a very strong arm, and he's normally a pretty accurate thrower, but he has the injury,
right,
and it's affecting him. So what Tracy says, I seen Case run the ball almost for a touchdown. I was impressed.
Yeah, that was an impressive run.
You know what was impressed? You know what impressed me most about that play? It was another, I'm gonna go for it on 4th and 3 in the red zone, and the pass play breakdown, but Keenum was able to escape and not be sacked.
It was almost dead
and get the first down.
Yeah.
Whereas all the other times that we've tried, it ended up in a sack on Baker Mayfield. So that's when you would want your quarterback to at least be able to do that and pull something out of nothing, in a play where we could have just kicked the field goal and just got 3 points. I don't know why you don't kick a field. This guy's making them from 50-something yards out. Get the
he's
3
automatic.
Points. What is wrong with 3 points?
He's automatic.
Did we end up getting the touchdown after that? After we went for it on 4th and 3?
To be honest, it's late for me, bro. I was falling asleep on the couch.
We don't have that many points. We had 17 points. So I don't know.
So let me ask you this: are you confident? Because we don't know what's going to happen with Baker from this point forward. We don't know if he's going to get surgery. If he gets surgery, he might be done for the season, or he might not be able to come back until around playoff time. We don't know. And if he doesn't get the surgery and plays the way that he played in the last 2 games, I mean, a lot of people are going to argue that Case is going to be a better option. So, what do we do from this point? And are you confident with Case if we have to move forward the rest of this season with Case Keenum?
Of course. And I've been confident with the likes of who else guys that you didn't like. Who's the other quarterback? McCown. I was confident. I was confident that McCown could run an offense.
Ages ago.
If you call smart plays and you don't put too much on their shoulders and try to act like they're this guy, just go out there and run this efficient offense. We're a run heavy team. And we're going to get some good passes off to our tight ends and stuff in the flats. And we'll hit the wide receivers if the opportunity presents itself. That's who we are. So there's no reason for us to worry about somebody slinging the football all over the field. We don't need – but look at Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, as good as he's been in his career, if we had drafted Patrick Mahomes, we probably would have got this year's version of Patrick Mahomes. And people would have been calling him a bust. You understand what I'm saying? Because Patrick Mahomes is playing terribly.
He's not playing. He's playing terrible to his standards.
No, not to his standards. To any quarterback standards. Do you see the type of interceptions he's throwing? These are very, very poor decisions. No, you got to look at these plays. You got to look at how he's throwing these interceptions. They're all on him. When he's throwing the ball up in the grasp, still believing that much in his arm that he could just make the throw, throwing it into triple coverage, just lofting balls up.
Okay, how many touchdowns does he have?
I don't know.
Right. I mean, I don't think that he
interceptions, and that's not good.
I'm sure he has probably twice as many touchdowns.
Man, listen, man, stop it, man. When you're not paying attention, you just assuming that Patrick Mahomes is over there tearing it
No,
up.
I bet on the games. I know what's going on. I know that he has more interceptions than he's ever thrown in this short span in his career, but he's
It's
also throwing
bad.
up touchdowns.
It's bad.
They're scoring points, bro.
He's screwing up. Okay, he's screwing
He
up in
doesn't play for
moments.
the Browns, so
I'm
he's
just
a
saying,
bum.
like, I'm not saying he's a bum. I'm saying this year he's having a bad season. Decisions that he's been making in games have been, and they've cost them against the Baltimore Ravens. That cost them when he decided to throw the ball anyway, when he was getting sacked and tries to throw the ball halfway down, and he throws it right to the defender. These are plays that y'all would kill Baker Mayfield over if he was doing it.
Okay. But if Baker had 18 touchdown passes, we would give him a pass.
No, you
Like,
wouldn't. You're not giving
no,
Baker.
no.
Baker's
Dude,
not getting no passes
because
or throwing interceptions. I don't care how many touchdown passes
he's not getting a pass. I'm trying to explain it to you. He's not getting a pass because he's not offsetting it with touchdowns. He's not putting up a lot of points. He had one game where he went nuts. And not only is he not throwing touchdowns, he's not throwing touchdowns. I don't know how many touchdowns Baker Mayfield has thrown. It's less than 5. He's not throwing touchdowns. We're 7 games into the season. It's rather ridiculous, to be honest. He gets a pass, though, because we have the best rushing attack, or one of the best rushing attacks in football, and he's hurt. But let's call it like it is, man. Baker and Patrick Mahomes are on 2 completely different worlds. I'll take this bad version of Patrick Mahomes this year over any version that we've ever seen of Baker. And that's not me being a hater. That's just me telling the dude won an MVP in a Super Bowl. Come on, man. We're not gonna compare Baker to Pat. Come on, though.
So did
I'm a Browns fan too, but we ain't gonna compare Baker Mayfield to Patrick Mahomes. Not tonight.
We ain't gonna compare Baker Mayfield to Patrick Mahomes. Okay.
No.
Listen.
Not on my watch.
I'm not. You can say that Baker Mayfield hasn't accomplished what Patrick Mahomes has accomplished, but I can certainly compare him. They are quarterbacks of the same generation, so I'm definitely comparing quarterback to quarterback.
One is elite and one is a game manager, which you said out of your own mouth.
You know who else has a Super Bowl MVP? Huh? Do you know? Joe Flacco has a Super Bowl MVP, okay? Nobody's hollering about Joe Flacco's in Super Bowl MVP status, saying that he's an elite quarterback anymore, okay? There's been quarterbacks that have had flashes in their career, then their career goes down.
So you're calling what Patrick Mahomes is doing a flash?
There's cause for concern for how Patrick Mahomes is playing this season.
Okay,
he's playing uncharacteristically bad.
Right, uncharacteristically, when you compare him to himself, not when you compare him to the field. He's still elite. He's still better than 99% of the other quarterbacks in the league. 99%.
Got called for incomplete pass. The ball touched the ground. You know, you gotta be in control of the ball. When this is for Tracy. She's been asking a lot of questions. I think Tracy is learning football as this goes along. And for the illegal formation, there has to be a certain number of people on the line. And once there's, I think it was 5, only 5 can be up on the line, and then the others got to be off the line. So if somebody lines up on the line and there's too many people up on the line, the ref will be calling illegal formation or illegal procedure or whatever. So
I think we also had where 2 people were moving before. What are they? I'm tired, man.
Right. So
when 2 people were shifting or changing their where they lined up on the field at the same time, you can only have one of them guys moving at a time.
Right. They have to get set. So they just got to clean that up. That's just, if you want to be having all these motions and moving guys around, they got to make sure they get in their position and get set.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So that's all that is. But we'll clean that up. This game proved that Baker, proved that Baker has a dynamic, and Coach Stefanski tries to coach it. Has a dynamic? You need to further explain that, Corey.
So
sleepy? Don't get mad started.
She's talking about me. I am. Yeah. It's all good. Next big game for the Browns, though, like I said, it's kind of like a bye, like a half a bye week, because we don't play Sunday, so we get
at a good time.
Extra 3-4 days off before we play on Halloween night, or day, or whatever time of the game is against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Is that game? And
they finally move us up over the Pittsburgh Steelers in the standings just because we're 3-3 and Pittsburgh's 3-3. Why do we got to be the one at the bottom? Didn't Pittsburgh already take a divisional loss? That would put them lower than us, wouldn't it?
Did they? Who they lose?
They did. They lost to the Bengals or something. They have a divisional loss. We haven't even played anyone in the division yet. So that would put us ahead of them if they have a divisional loss when you're putting the standings together. But it's convenient how, because we're 3-3 and they're 3-3, they want to put Pittsburgh above us and make it look like we're in last place. So when the standings come out now, we're 4-3. So we should be above Pittsburgh at least. Sheesh.
You know, a lot of people say the NFC West is the best division in football, right? You got the Niners, the Rams, the Seahawks.
Not this
and
year.
Who am I missing? There's one more team over there that's good. The Arizona Cardinals, who the Browns know very well after last week. But I mean, the AFC North has long been like maybe not the best, but
very competitive,
the toughest division. And when you talk about the Steelers and the Ravens, we all know what they did and do and come when it comes to playoff time. And just when the weather turns, you got to be able to run the football and you got to be able to play defense to survive in this division. And this year, I mean, with the Bengals doing what they're doing, it's going to compete for one of the toughest divisions in football again. It's going to be hard to win these division games against all of these teams. So we just need to get as healthy as we can. And honestly, you know, based on what I saw tonight, I would much rather have a healthy Baker than any other option this team currently has on the roster for any of those.
So you don't like Case Keenum? I'm laughing at Tracy. I'm laughing at Tracy.
I'm not saying I don't like Case Keenum, but you can just see your eyes when you've been watching. I know you've been watching football.
He's gone. He's gone. Go.
I know you've been watching football longer than me. But
I'm talking about Tracy.
I know, but I've still been watching football for 20 plus years. And you kind of know when you watch these dudes play. We know what Case Keenum is. He's been in the league for 10 years. What? All I'm saying is that I would rather have a healthy Baker over the option that Case Keenum is.
I'd rather have the guy that runs the offense the best.
All right.
If Case runs the offense, if Case runs, look, our offense didn't look like we had a problem today. You understand what I'm saying? We didn't.
How many did we score?
We scored 17 points, but we moved the ball up and down the field.
But how many did we score?
How many do we have to score?
When you look at the best teams in the NFL, right? They score points, man. It ain't no more 2,000 Ravens, 85 Bears. That don't happen no more. You got to be able to go out there and get 25, 30 plus points a week.
What happened in the Super Bowl last year?
I don't know. What was the final score today?
You said it don't happen anymore. Shut your boy down. No, I'm Patrick Mahomes, elite quarterback. What happened to him in the Super Bowl?
Okay, but look at
what happened to him against the Browns.
I understand, but let me counter that.
There's no counter.
Look at the quarterbacks on the teams that were in the Super Bowl. Elite quarterbacks or not. My point exactly. You want to go somewhere in this league, you better have an elite quarterback that can command and win football games by themselves. Like Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes.
Or you can have Nick Foles.
Or you can have
Jeff Hostetler. Or you can have Phil Simms. Or you can have let me keep on going. Jim
keep
McMahon.
on going within the last 20 years.
I'm just naming all of these. I'm naming throughout NFL history.
How about you keep going in the modern era in the last 20 years? You talking about dudes in the 80s and 90s, and you talking about Joe Flacco
was in the 80s and the 90s?
That was in the 2000s. Give me something in the last 10 years.
Joe Flacco.
No, Joe Flacco. The Ravens haven't won in the last 10 years. I think that was 07. When was the Ravens Super Bowl?
It was definitely after 07. You have to look it up, but I know it was later than that. Come on, it's been within
13. So 8 years ago. 13.
Okay, right.
Give me somebody else in the last 10 years. Patrick been going.
Nick
Foles. It ain't been nobody but
Nick Foles.
Bro, man, these old anomaly ass names.
You said give you somebody. I gave you somebody.
Okay, so let me ask you this:
you gonna discredit everybody I give you?
No, you got it. So let me follow up. Did they have a dynasty on their hands? What happened after that? Nothing.
I just know a guy stepped in and won the Super Bowl. That's all. Right.
And then what happened to the sustainable team?
I believe that a guy like Case Keenum could probably do the same thing.
The sustainable,
if the roster is good enough.
The sustainable perennial Super Bowl contenders have elite quarterbacks. You can throw all these anomalies if you want to. The dudes that's in there in the mix every single year have elite quarterback play.
We're only talking about one team that's been in the mix every year. That's the New England Patriots. I mean,
Kansas hasn't been in the mix the last few years.
Kansas City of late. Yes, Kansas City of late. Okay. But I'm just saying, for the most part, it's only been the Patriots that have been consistently there. Who are you talking about?
Peyton didn't have a run. I mean, I'm just
Peyton
saying.
has one. He got one with the
But
Colts.
did he have a
and
run
and it
though?
took him forever to get that.
But did he
And
have a
he's
run?
considered to be one of the greats.
But
And
did he
then,
have a?
and
But
then
did he
when
have
he
a?
wasn't, and then when his arm, he had a noodle arm, and they drug him to the Super Bowl in Denver.
But did he have a run where he was always in the mix with going to the Super Bowl? Yes or no? Like over a
They went to
decade.
the playoffs. They were good.
Yeah. They were really
And
good.
they didn't win the Super Bowl. Like it took them
I don't
forever.
at this point, I don't even know what we're arguing about, to be completely honest with you.
I'm just telling you, you don't always have to have what you guys
I know.
salivate over
When you
just to
got
win a Super
Jamal
Bowl.
Lewis, and you don't need that.
It ain't just
I'll
about
give you
that. It ain't just about that. When
Ben's
you got
got two. He was elite when he got his. Aaron Rodgers has one. He was elite. He's been elite, and he's always in the mix.
He's so elite, he has one Super Bowl ring.
I'll take going to the championship game year
One
after year.
time and never again. Yeah, I'll take that.
I'll take going to the championship game year after year.
That wasn't year after. Listen, man.
They've been there the last few years in a row.
You would take it because we had that. Remember? We used to do that.
In the 80s, when I was walking around with
missed it.
With a diaper on.
I'm sorry you missed it. I'm sorry you missed it. But guess what? That wasn't satisfying for us just to go to the AFC Championship every year. Because we've been in that position, Maddie. You'll take that. We've had it. We want to get there.
Do you know what my era of being a Cleveland Browns fan consists of? It consists of 1 and 31. I'll take it. I'll take it.
But I've had it, so I don't desire that. I know we can do better.
I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? You'll take what I've already had. So take my scrap leftovers from being a Browns fan for real before they left and came back. You guys just jumped on when they were expansion team, and that's why you have such PTSD.
It's been 21 years now, or 22, or whatever it is.
Hold up. What the commentators was tripping trying to bring up John Elway in the draft. Well, anytime we play Denver, they're gonna do that. Anytime it's Browns versus Denver prime time. If you wasn't, that's when we were going to the championships.
That's the era that you were just bragging about,
right?
Yeah.
4 out of 5. I mean, 3 out of 4 years in a row, we went to the AFC Championship game.
Yeah, and I'm sure it was a hell of a.
You want.
I'm sure it was a hell of a time. No, I don't want to just. I don't. I'm sure.
Is Bernie Kosar an elite quarterback,
bro? First of all,
is Bernie Kosar elite?
Bro, I don't know all of Bernie's numbers. Again, that was before I really got
Nobody speaks of Bernie Kosar like he's one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play football. But guess what?
I didn't get a chance.
He was threatening to be in the Super Bowl every year with a guy like that. So that's why I'm telling you, I don't think I think if your team is constructed the right way and the coach has the players believing in the system and you guys go out there and execute, your quarterback doesn't have to be Patrick Mahomes. Your quarterback can be Case Keenum.
No, I don't believe that.
Can be.
I believe that you can.
You only believe in names.
No, I believe that you can trip up and win it all like that. But I believe that you give yourself a much better chance if you have a guy under center that you believe can
so
throw
now you believe in Baker Mayfield more.
I believe that if you have a guy under center that you trust to go on a fourth quarter drive to win the game, you have a substantially higher chance of going far into the playoffs than having a guy like Case Keenum or Teddy Bridgewater, who you don't know what the hell you're going to get from a quarter to a quarter. I don't know. The jury is still out on Baker. I mean, Case Keenum's been in the league for 10 years. Baker hasn't. So I'm not going to
say hasn't got a chance to start for nobody.
He's got a lot of Minnesota.
When he started in Minnesota, what happened?
He played well, and then they
went to the championship. That's what you want, right?
And then what did they do with him?
They went to the championship. That's what you want, right?
Yeah,
that's what you said you want.
Yes. I don't understand. What are you attacking me for? Yes, I do want that. What's wrong with that?
Got a team to the championship, but you don't think he can do it for us?
What? I didn't say that he couldn't do it. I just said that I feel better with Baker with a healthy Baker back there. I don't know what you're doing right now, bro. All I'm saying is that you saying that they took.
No, because it started like this, Matt. You said, would you rather have this or that, right? Wasn't it a question early on in this conversation? I said I would rather have the guy that runs the offense the best. That's what I said. Okay. That's how this thing began.
Okay. That's
why
so are you so is your argument that Case can run the offense better than Baker?
I'm saying
I'm asking you that. I'm asking you that.
It remains to be seen as we play these next couple of games. If Baker's not going to play, we're going to see. We're going to see.
All right, listen, I don't have a beef with you. Yes, I want the person who runs the offense better as well. I just think that person, I think that the physical attributes are going to lean on Baker's side in this, and to follow up what you said about Case leading Minnesota to the championship game that year he came in as a replacement. What did they do with him after that?
It's not my fault. People go after names like
I'm
you.
just saying.
They did what you would have done. They did what you would have done.
And he's been sitting on.
They did what you would have done.
They
pushed him aside, trying to get the shiny new toy that they thought was better. And what has happened to them then? Haven't returned anywhere near the championship since they made that move.
So Case Keenum is better than Kirk Cousins?
He was for Minnesota.
I'm asking you, is Case
Keenum
a better quarterback than Kirk Cousins?
In the case of Minnesota, yes.
All right.
Yes, he was better for Minnesota than Kirk Cousins.
All right.
He took Minnesota a lot further than Kirk Cousins did. So, in my opinion, that's the facts. The facts are they played better with Case Keenum than they've ever played with Kirk Cousins.
Okay.
The evidence is there.
The evidence would say that Case Keenum is a backup in the league, but whatever, man. Whatever. What's up with the GTFOH, man? Who you got on your list?
Wait a minute now.
Sounds like you got it for Baker tonight. Sounds like you're a Baker hater tonight.
We can't do that. We can't do that without saying we got to get into it first. Hold on, man. Like, we got to play the intro, right?
Get the fuck out of here. 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 Get the get the get the get the fuck out of here.
Yes. I still.
Is that Joe Pesci at the end?
It's a lot. It's all from The Sopranos.
Oh, so yeah,
so
that's
not
Joe Pesci in there.
No,
Joe Pesci's in there. Oh no, The Sopranos. My fault.
He wasn't on The Sopranos. So
yeah,
that was so. My GTFOH. I'm just gonna have to give it to Baker Mayfield. I need you to.
Oh my goodness gracious! Wow.
Just because I got love for Baker Mayfield.
Do you?
And I want to see Baker Mayfield
top liver right now. According to you,
I want to see Baker Mayfield, do his thing in the NFL for a long time. Don't risk the rest of your career to try and prove something this year. Get out of here, okay? Don't do that. If it's going to be to the detriment of the team, you got to get that thing fixed. It has happened. It's unfortunate. None of us wanted it to happen, but it is what it is. You got to just do what you did today, man. Get on that sideline, transfer your energy to the rest of the players, cheer us on, look happy. Stay out of the media. Let the people simmer down on you for a little bit, man. You need to take some time. Get out of here, man. I hear he's trying to come back for the Pittsburgh game, man. I heard he has a fracture in there. You got to get that right, Baker, because you're only hurting yourself. I don't know what the future holds if you have to go for the rest of the season, but it's still going to be, you're going to be better off because of it. And we want you to be better off if you're going to be our quarterback moving forward. We care about you. We care about your health. And we also care about winning. So listen, we need you.
Threw that dude out.
Because I believe
chopped liver
that Case Keenum could take care of the job if we had to put it on him. Baker, listen to the song. Listen.
Wow.
Listen, Baker.
You deserve the GTF.
Baker, no, I'm not hating on Baker because I've always supported him. But I can't watch you do this to yourself, Baker. Do you want to have another awkward fall like when JJ Watt tackled you last week? Do you want to be laying out on the ground kicking like a little kid in pain again?
If he stopped throwing picks, he wouldn't have to try to make tackles. But
he doesn't throw picks. He's only thrown 3. What are you talking about? Stop throwing.
Well, every time he throws a pick or he's trying to
every time you try to say he throws picks,
somebody,
then you gotta
get the fuck out of here.
How many touchdowns does Baker have? All right. So let me ask you this.
How many picks does Patrick Mahomes have?
Let me ask you this. He has 8, but he has 18 touchdowns. So that kind of makes up for it. Let me ask you this. Is Denzel Ward elite? Because they try to tell me that Denzel Ward is elite.
Uh-oh.
And the only thing that I see this dude do is get pass interferences and hurt himself. That's
They
all
called
I
it
see him do.
offensive pass interference on that guy
He
today.
had an offensive pass. He was an offensive pass interference against.
He didn't get a pass interference today.
No, he didn't, but he did get hurt today, which is the other thing that he does. He does one of those two things every game. He doesn't have any pass. He had no pass breakups today. I don't think he has any. Does he have any interceptions on the season? I don't know if he has.
No,
I don't think he has any
doesn't.
interceptions on the season.
He does not.
So if you're not getting pass deflections, you're not getting interceptions. That either means they're not throwing at you, which we all know that's not the case. Everybody's throwing at them this season, or you not elite. Now we've seen elite cornerbacks, maybe not in Cleveland, but we've seen elite cornerbacks over the years. Ramsey is elite right now in LA. Who was Revis? Darrell Revis was elite. Denzel Ward is not an elite cornerback, and as of right now, he got a GTFOH, man, because we're treating this dude, and we took him in the first round, and people talk like he's this shutdown corner. He is the opposite of a shutdown corner. I haven't seen who has he shut down. I don't know if Denzel is not right or if he's just not that dude, but I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm starting to feel like it's fool's gold in that. Did he get read up on his contract already?
Yes. Hey, listen, man. I feel like Denzel could play better. He hasn't played terribly.
When has he played great?
He hasn't played terribly.
When has he played great?
When we were getting blasted by the San Diego Chargers, I didn't see Denzel Ward being the guy getting the ball caught on him all the time. I was seeing number 23 chasing.
He was the one getting all the damn pass interference calls against him in that Chargers game.
Man.
What do you mean?
So you're gonna blame him for getting a pass interference call? I mean, he can't help it.
If you get more than one in a game, yeah,
you know what? You can't have a pass interference call if you're not right there with the receiver when the ball is coming. You understand what I'm saying?
That's what you're gonna say.
That's what I'm gonna say. I'm just saying you got to be right there, man. You got to. Denzel is right
he's
there.
Right there, man. He's right.
So
there.
he could, turn your head.
Who's playing better when they're on the field this year, Denzel or Greedy?
I like
Be
Greedy.
honest. Be honest. Exactly.
I like Greedy, but Greedy gave up a couple last week too. Crucial.
Yeah.
So
listen,
every cornerback is going to get the ball caught on.
We can't brag about any of our DBs this season, except for maybe Johnson today. It looked like he played well today. But I'm just telling you, watching Denzel Ward this season, I haven't seen elite. I haven't even seen best on the team. That's all that I'm saying.
Wow.
So we'll see. I mean, it's a long season. So we'll see what happens.
I mean, he hurt anyway, so he did. You know what I'm saying?
Get the out of here.
Yeah,
the hamstring made him do that. So we probably won't see Denzel for a while anyway. But I mean, think about it though. That we have depth at corner. You know what I mean? Our first pick this year was a corner, Newsome. And so he's out there. We got Greedy out there. We got Delpit out there. I mean, we have defensive backs. I feel better about our DBs than I have in the past, even though Denzel, I'd like to see Denzel still out there. You know, he's getting hurt.
The defense looks better against these bad teams. That's what it is. Man, we'll see what happens when we play
got an interception. Shout out to John Johnson. He got an interception in the game. Right. You know what I mean? You know, defense they're gonna get it together, man. You know what the problem is? Nobody's getting to the quarterback.
Nah, they was making some moves.
Nobody's getting to the quarterback.
Nah, they was making some moves.
How many sacks did we have?
I think only one, but they was getting to it today.
No one's getting to the quarterback.
They was
listen, man. Right, Tracy, put it up there. Miles didn't do much either. Miles hasn't been doing much consistently. I've called Miles out after week 2. People murdered me. People came through on me, canceled me. I think they stopped watching my videos on Facebook because I said something about Miles. They told me my post was dumb. They said it was, you know what I'm saying? And all I said was Myles Garrett needs to play like Myles Garrett. Did you hear when they were talking to what's the guy that who's Denver's version of Myles Garrett? Von Miller.
Mm-hmm.
Von Miller, they had him quoted him saying, he said,
I
gotta make something happen. I'm a franchise player, so it's on me to get out there and make something happen. And that's what I'm saying. How I feel when he was saying that, I was like,
Can I tell you something
Can that
before we
spirit
wrap?
come into Myles Garrett?
Can I tell you something before we wrap?
Before I forget my thought, in
Yeah.
the Pittsburgh game that they won the other night,
Mhm.
who was it that came through for them in the clutch when it was time to make a play? When Seattle had a chance to drive and go win that game in the overtime.
Yeah.
Who was it?
It was Watt.
It was TJ Watt, who just got paid contract. He does the same thing for Pittsburgh that Myles Garrett is supposed to do for us. Come through in clutch moments, man. That's what we need.
Okay.
You want to blame the DBs? DBs shouldn't have to cover people that long.
Taz, Myles Garrett came into the game leading the NFL with 8 sacks. He got at least a half of one today. I don't know if they gave him a half of one or if they gave Jadeveon Clowney that whole one, but Myles had his hand on old boy when Jadeveon came and cleaned it up. So he should get at least a half a sack for that. Myles is gonna be leading or at near the top of the league in sacks this season after week 6 or whatever week this is wrapped up.
Right.
So he's okay.
So Myles Garrett got a sack in the game last week, but was it impactful? What I'm saying is impactful plays that are being made at crucial times of the game. When you need when you look up like, okay, it's third down, we need to stop them, and you don't see him in circumstances like that, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, okay, you want to get a sack in the game? Fine. But if that sack didn't turn the game upside down or swing momentum, you know what I'm saying? If you got a sack on a second down and then they end up still continuing the drive, that wasn't an impactful sack. So what I'm saying is Myles needs to be making impactful plays like he did when he was playing against Chicago. It doesn't have to be to that degree, but it needs to be something. He needs to be a menace. You're paying a guy that much money to play that position. He should be a menace. If he wants to be mentioned in the name, you know, in the same breath as guys like that did this before him, like Lawrence Taylor and Bruce Smith and Reggie White. This is where Myles aspires to be, right? In the category with guys like that. And when when you came and faced those guys were going to be a problem when you played against them, and you were going to hear those guys' names ring out during the game. And that's all I'm saying. Myles' name ain't ringing out. He can happen upon a sack in the game, but that and it's because he had 4 sacks in one game is the reason why he's gonna be up there in the league. All that came from one game. You know what I'm saying? I need this to happen all the time. Our defense isn't getting to the quarterback, and it doesn't matter who the quarterback is.
He's still going to be among your league leaders in sacks, man. I think that says something.
That's not getting teams off the field.
All right, we got to get out of here. We'll be back next Sunday, a week from Sunday, as the Browns take on the Pittsburgh Steelers on Halloween night.
Real quick, Tracy had a good point. Myles, her last comment, Myles, she watched the whole game. Myles had no movement. Once he turns up, the others will follow. Yeah, he's the leader. Yeah, like I get it. So somebody else sees what I saw or seeing what I'm seeing. Myles, step up, bro. You made a quarterback graveyard. You know what I'm saying? You giving people bulletin board material. You can't make a quarterback graveyard in front of your house and you ain't out there killing quarterbacks. Just can't do it. You can't. You understand what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So go ahead and finish your sign off. We about to get on up out of here. Thank you, Tracy, and everybody else who stopped in.
Appreciate y'all.
Josh Jackson. Yep, we're still in it. Yep. Thank you, Josh, and everybody else that chimed in. Tracy had a lot to say this evening. We love Tracy. That's what we want. We want somebody to be involved in the conversation. So until next time, which will be Halloween, we will see. I don't even know. I might be out in Cleveland. I might be out there.
Wouldn't be surprised, man. You stay on tour. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. We'll be back for the Steelers game on Halloween night. Y'all have a good night.
This has been Matt Sports. I'm DJ Hazmat.